Hello and welcome to the Informed Entrepreneur Series. My name is Forrest Williams with the Opus Group of Virginia. Today I'm here with Lance Wright, owner of the Wright Choices Incorporated. Lance, thanks for letting us come in and talk about what you do. I guess let's start there. Tell us about Wright Choices and what that is.
Sure. Wright Choice has been around for 17 years now. We started in 1995. I had a little townhouse at the time and started out of my garage. I was a job coach for the city and helping people with disabilities, and I decided to go out on my own. And so I started Wright Choices, and we provide what's called supported employment services for persons with all kinds of disabilities, persons with developmental disabilities, mental illness, deaf and hard of hearing, brain injuries, all different types of disabilities. We have two divisions of our company. One is where we actually have a job coach, which is an employee of mine, assigned to a particular client, and we explore their vocational interests, what they're looking to do, what the job market is like, and then it's our responsibility to help them get a job. So we set up job interviews. The job coach actually preps the client to get ready for the job. We actually take them to the interview, and a lot of times we actually sit there with them during the interview to help them. Once they're offered a job by an employer that's in the community, the job coach goes with the client to that site and helps train them, whatever accommodations they may need. That job coach is working side by side with them until some point, usually between 30 and 90 days, we fade away and that job is totally theirs, and then they're on their own. Our other division is where we have a group of clients that come every day, about 35 clients, and our role is to have them have paid work, but in the community, but it's in what we call a group model or an enclave, also known as a mobile work group. And we have different types of paid jobs that we'll do. We do janitorial services for businesses. We work with a lot of assisted living homes where we would do the recycling and general cleaning for them. But we also do flyer distribution with a lot of businesses that just have marketing flyers that they want to pass out into the community. We would provide that. We would have a group of usually 8 or 9 clients that would go out in the community and pass out different flyers. And then the third part of our business is where we do actual yard work for individual people in the community that may have some general weeding, or sometimes we'll work at different businesses that want some general landscaping that would be done. We would be able to provide those type of services. So in a quick nutshell, that's what we do.
How many clients do you have at any given time, would you say? How many people are you helping to get employed in this area?
We have about 200 persons right now that have been successfully employed, and we're just following up with them. Is what we call our follow-along clients, and we check up on them every month, make sure everything's okay. We talk to the employer, make sure that they're comfortable with everything that's going on. We have some clients that's been with us for over 10 years. So we have 200 clients that we're having our follow-on phase. We currently have about 65 clients that we're actively looking for positions. And we have 25 clients that we're actually training at any given time, and that's what my job coaches are doing every day. Is they're out in the community and doing different training with their clients.
You mentioned job coaches. How many job coaches do you employ?
I have 14 job coaches right now. We have 4 that are over at the mobile work group, and then the rest of our job coaches are over here in what we call the individual placement side. We're actually currently hiring, so we have some HR stuff that we're going to be doing, and I have our management team kind of actively recruiting for some new job coaches.
Good. How many total employees then?
Well, the mobile work crew actually counts because I pay them. I have 45 employees. Professional staff, I have 19 professional staff. And so we've grown over the last couple of years, which has been nice, but we kind of have some of those ebbs and flows that a lot of the small businesses often will have.
As an entrepreneur myself, one of the questions that pops into my head is, okay, so where do you generate your revenues from?
Sure. The great part of our services is it never costs the business anything for us to provide the trainings that we actually have. So Department of Rehab is it's our primary funding source. Anybody that has a disability, that has some special needs that they may have to help them get employed, can go through the Department of Rehab, and they have funding that affords people with all kinds of disabilities the opportunity to work with an agency like ours in supported employment. The group services is funded through Medicaid waiver, which is also state funding. So that's the primary funding sources that we draw from. And on a monthly basis, probably about 95% is based on government funds.
So if your revenues are based so much on the government, how do you grow your business?
I think, a big part of what's really important for us is being number one, having top quality staff, services. We have in excess of 70 competitors throughout the state. And we are number 2 right now. And we're primarily in Hampton Roads. And if we're not providing the top quality services, then we're going to be passed by for another company that's out there, whether it's cutting edge. There's a lot of technology stuff that's out there right now that has been a huge boon for the types of training services that we provide, to our databases that are accessible when our job coaches are out in the field. So being able to provide that technology and the quality of services and the management and the backbone of an actual company is really important, and that is 100% of how we're growing. It is, just as most other businesses, about communication, developing a rapport and relationship with our customers, who happens to be our funding source is the state, so it's different counselors or representatives that are with the state. So it's about developing a rapport and a trust with them, that they understand what our services are all about, and that we're trustworthy, and we have top-notch staff that they can rely on.
Part of this series is centered around the EO organization. You've been a long-time member. Tell me a little bit about your association with EO.
Sure. I think it was a little over 10 years ago. I saw an article in one of the newspapers about EO, and it really connected with me. I'm in the social work field, if you will, and social workers aren't traditionally seen as entrepreneurs, so I always felt like this fish out of water, but knew inside that I was this person that was connected with something. And what I didn't realize at the time is, hey, I am really an entrepreneur, and can feel really proud and good with that, even in the social entrepreneurial field. So when I joined, it has become part of my identity, part of how I see myself. It has given me my own group of like-minded business advisors. My EO group has been with me through the ebbs and flows of my business, personal life, through so many different areas, but it's been so important because I've been able to network with people that I never would have been able to network with. Been able to see the trials and tribulations that I have as a small business owner, so many other people have the same exact kind of issues, whereas if I wasn't connected, I would have thought, what am I doing wrong? As opposed to, this is really something that is shared within successful small business owners. So it has really been highly beneficial to me. It's been something that I consider my advisory group that I can go to at any time. It has provided me with speakers and events that I would never have been afforded the opportunity to attend if it wasn't for EO.
You sound like a pretty significant fan of EO.
I am a huge fan, and I can see myself getting old and gray with EO.
What are your biggest challenges with your business going forward?
The biggest thing for us is legislation and the budget. Those are things that are often out of my control. So when there are issues with how many referrals we get, and it's based on what the budget's looking like, that's our biggest challenge. And that's external. I can't do a lot about that. The parts that I can do are the challenges that I look forward to every day. Growing our staff, making sure that they have the right tools and represent who Wright Choices is, and continuing to build that rapport with our stakeholders is super important, and probably is my biggest challenge, but one that I embrace because that's within my own control.
All right, there you have it. Lance Wright, the Wright Choices, Inc., part of our Informed Entrepreneur series. Thank you for watching.